What if I told you that inside every welding rod and a handful of charcoal lies a secret bonding formula, powerful enough to patch holes and stand up to a hammer? First, let's strip the welding rod. I chuck the rod into a hand drill. Nothing fancy, just a simple workshop tool. Then I squeeze the trigger lightly and use pliers to scrape the flux coating right into this pan. We're basically taking the secret powder off the rod. Nice and steady, no rush. Once we've got a good pile, we're ready for the next step. Now that we've collected the flux powder, let's prep it properly. I put the pan on a small gas burner and warm the powder gently. We don't need high heat, just enough to dry it out and make it easier to break down. Give it a slow stir with a wooden stick so it heats evenly. After a minute or two off the heat, it goes. Next, I pour it into a metal mortar and start crushing. Nice and steady, almost like grinding spices in the kitchen. The goal is a fine, smooth powder, no big chunks left. Once it's ground down, I pass it through a mesh strainer into a glass bowl. This step makes sure we only keep the good fine material, and now we're ready to mix it with charcoal in the next step. By the way, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. I love seeing where our DIY family comes from. Now let's work on our second ingredient. Good old charcoal. Grab a few pieces and crush them down with pliers right into a pan just like this. Charcoal's been used for centuries in metalworking because it's lightweight, heat resistant, and bonds amazingly when mixed right. Once you've got them in small chunks, pour them into a metal mortar or a sturdy bowl. Take your pestle or whatever heavy tool you've got and pound it down into a fine powder. We want this really smooth so it blends properly. Next, run that powdered charcoal through a mesh strainer into a glass bowl. This step matters. Big pieces don't bond as well, so we only keep the fine powder. Now we bring the magic together. Pour the charcoal powder into the same bowl as the flux we prepared earlier. Then sprinkle in a little baking soda. Baking soda helps the mix expand just right and gives it extra hardness once it cures. Use a stick or spoon and gently stir it all together until you get a smooth, even black powder. All right. Time to see if our homemade bonding powder actually works. I've got a scrap piece of wood here. Nothing fancy. Grab a small spoonful of the mix. Tap it right on the surface. Now add a drop or two of super glue over it. Then another thin layer of powder. And a little more glue on top. We're basically creating a layered bond powder glue. Give it just a moment to set. You can already feel it firming up. Once it hardens, look at this solid as a rock. And for a real test, take a hammer and give it a whack. Still holding strong. No cracks, no crumble. Pretty impressive, right? And we're just getting warmed up. Let's push it even further on real damage next. Now let's put this mix to real work. A broken piece of fiber cement roofing tile. This kind of stuff cracks on old sheds, chicken coops, even backyard awnings. Instead of throwing it out, let's repair it. First, place a strip of aluminum tape over the hole from the underside that gives us a backing so our material doesn't fall through. Now start with a few drops of super glue right on the damage. Then spoon on a little bit of our charcoal flux mix. Next step, fiberglass strands. These act just like rebar in concrete. They help the patch hold tight and resist cracking. Press them gently into the glue. Add another thin layer of powder on top, then more glue. We're building up layers just like a real composite repair. Powder glue fibers glue until the hole is completely filled and slightly proud of the surface. Give it a bit to cure. You'll feel it getting warm. That's the chemical reaction doing its job. Once it's fully hardened, peel away the backing tape. Take some fine sandpaper and smooth the surface until it blends in nicely with the tile. Moment of truth, tap it with a screwdriver, even hit it lightly. Solid, tight, no crumble. You'd never guess this patch was made with welding rod, coating, and charcoal, but it's tough enough to go right back on the roof. Alright, now let's step it up a bit. This time we're repairing a terracotta roof tile with a clean punch-through hole. These tiles crack all the time on old roofs and garden sheds, but replacing just one can be a pain. So instead, we're going to fix it and make it strong enough to take a hit. First, lay the tile down flat and wipe away any dust or loose pieces. Then take a strip of aluminum tape, just like before, and press it firmly over the hole from the backside. That gives us a temporary foundation, so our mix doesn't fall through while we build the repair. Next, we're adding reinforcement. Terracotta is brittle, so we want something inside the patch that adds strength. Here's the trick. Take a small scrap of copper wire. You can strip it right from old electrical cable and cut it into tiny pieces. Copper helps tie the mixture together like steel and concrete, and it bonds well with superglue. Now start the patch the same way as before. 1 drop of superglue into the hole. Then sprinkle a bit of our charcoal and flux powder. Give it a second to soak in. Then sprinkle in a few pieces of that chopped copper wire, press them down gently with a stick or toothpick, and follow with a little more powder. Add glue again, let it soak, then repeat. We're basically layering glue, powder, copper glue, powder building strength 1 layer at a time until the hole is fully filled and slightly above the tile's surface. Let it rest for a minute. You'll feel the warmth again. That's the reaction hardening the patch. Once it cures, peel the backing tape off. The patch will already be rock solid, but we want it clean and professional. So take fine grit sandpaper and smooth the surface. Work slowly, blend it right into the original tile. Not bad for a mix made from welding rod, coating charcoal, and a bit of copper scrap. And think about it, no mold, no epoxy, nothing fancy. Just resourcefulness and a little DIY spirit. And there we have it. A homemade repair material pulled straight from a welding rod and a bit of charcoal holding strong like factory-made filler. We patched wood, fixed a cement tile, and even reinforced a clay roof shingle. And every repair stood up to tapping, sanding, and real force. It just goes to show sometimes the old school tricks still beat store-bought solutions. And if you enjoy breathing new life into tools, parts, and materials instead of throwing them away, you're in good company here. If this project inspired you or brought back a memory from the workshop days, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves DIY the way we do. Got questions or other tricks you'd like to see tested? Drop them in the comments. I'm always excited to learn from fellow makers. Thanks for watching. See you in the next build.